boy, just off the heels of AEW's biggest event in the United States of America, AEW All in Texas. Back with the Claw Pod. I'm the AntMan, Ross and Marshall Von Erich. Guys, good to see you. Marshall, specifically you. Good to see that you're okay after the Biggie Small splash that happened in the 0 hour against you in that 8-man tag. How you feeling?
Yeah, he owes me a new pair of trunks, let's just say that.
and some rib tape, right?
Yeah, dude, that was uncalled for. And I'm starting to wonder who my dad's working for. Why was he
distracting you? Why was he over there talking to you?
We were in a deep conversation talking about.
Just thought that was the right time to have a deep conversation.
Yeah, I figured I was laying down. He was right there, and
yeah,
we're talking about. We share the same. I don't know people that do pedicures. What is that? Foot doctor? Where do you get your toes done?
yeah.
No, but I was really talking. It's just so cool when my dad's there. Anytime my dad's there, it's just. Well, cool. My dad's here right now. So we BS as much as we can. But you know what was so awesome is that this is the first time me, Ross, and Dad went on a trip together, all employed by the same employer. And so Dad flew there. Me and Ross and I drove there because anything in Texas, we want to drive it. We enjoy it.
Yeah.
And me and Ross had like the best ride there, jumped in some rivers, swam, and did a whole bunch of cool stuff getting there. But on the way back, my dad was like, wait, you guys swim in that? You did this, you did that. I want to ride with y'all, with you. And I was like, all right, Dad. But remember, we're not fun to ride with. We stop a lot. Anything cool that we see, we stop and we go do it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, he had a great time for the first 2 hours. And then
would you stop and swim?
If we see any river, dude,
if there's like a bridge with an overpass with some clear water under it, like we're gonna get out and jump in.
Go and jump in it.
Yeah, we got towels in the back just for that. So
and Dad being Dad, because when Dad's traveling with us, you can tell he feels young again. He feels like he's you can tell he feels like he's with his brothers because me and Ross, we call it chance a day. We're not as much anymore, but we take a chance a day just to keep your body ready, be young, all that stuff. But so we used to climb water towers. And so if you see a water tower at nighttime, let's go climb that thing. We climb it and sit at the top.
Or billboard or something cool. Yeah.
Yeah. But Dad makes that so not fun. Like, oh God, please stop that. He's just freaking out the whole time.
Well, he's falling off of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely not a brother vibe.
Yeah. It goes into dad mode, I'm sure. Then.
Yeah. Big time fast real quick.
Well, you guys got to kick off AEW's biggest event here in the United States. I know technically that over in England at Wembley, that was the most seats sold by AEW. But the highest gate in the U.S. happened this past weekend in Arlington, and you guys got to kick it off.
That is
what an honor that was, man. That was so fun.
Man, that was the whole time we were there, though. It's like in moments like that, you can never really like digest it of, while you're in it or whatever. And so having small versions of that, like micro versions of that, we were kind of prepped. Like, remember, this is going to feel really heavy and it's going to be hard not to absorb it. But I think we did a pretty good job at absorbing it. Ross and I were smelling the freaking roses the whole time and trying to, and it was a great trip.
Well, it was a great trip. It didn't feel too slow when you guys came out, but it did feel like you were taking your time and taking it in.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Part of that was waiting on your dad to come out too.
Y'all notice that? Okay.
Yeah.
Marshall left the stage and went and tracked him down. What was he doing? Just back to talking to Tony or what?
So this is where we're figuring out our dynamic with Dustin in regards of, the Von Erichs, as far as TV goes, when it comes to stand here 12 seconds, wait for camera to hit here. Yeah. We don't like doing that. We like to get in there. I want to fight. I want to see those guys out there. I want to get in the ring and all that. And so they were telling my dad all these cues and stuff. And, I was just laughing like he's not going to do anything they're saying.
He's not hearing a word you guys are saying.
Yeah. Because right after they were talking to him, and he's like, "You got it, Kevin?" He's like, "Yeah, I got you." The guy walks off, but I was like, "Hey, they got a great sushi place right in the." I was like, "All right, dang it, Dad, you didn't hear
a word he said.
You didn't hear a word he said." Sure enough, Dustin's plan was us side by side, and separate the C, separate Dad. The general comes out, and we separated. Dad wasn't there.
Yeah,
so
he
forgot about that.
We made it though.
He did. And it was cool. Nice pop when Dad came out there. That was a lot of fun. Got involved, of course, in the match, and not only him, but I mean everybody. Did you train everybody on the claw to end the match?
We had to do a 2-week crash course for everybody.
Some of those grip tests too.
Yeah. Sammy took some time. He had some weak tendons. We had to do a lot of tendon strengthening, and oh, Sammy, his little weak tendons, man.
Yeah. Well, that's also what lets him do the high flying stuff, though, too.
Yeah. He's not a finger guy.
That's it was a fun match, and like I said, I thought it was a really good way to kick off AEW All In 0 Hour. If you didn't get a chance to watch that, or if you didn't do the pay-per-view at all, you can go back and watch just on AEW's YouTube channel the 0 Hour, which is the hour before the pay-per-view starts, and the very first match is with these guys and with Dustin and with Sammy and Kevin escorting all the guys to the ring as well, and against I called him Biggie Smalls, but just because that's why Biggie Smalls Flash. That's what it reminded me of. But I mean, it was a fun way to start the show, and I felt like, yes, and this is typical of AEW pay-per-views, is that they're long. They give every match its time, so every match gets somewhere between, it feels like somewhere between like 20 and 40 minutes. And it had that on all of these. I thought the women's match was absolutely fantastic. Storm and Mercedes Money. And I honestly thought Mercedes was going to go over in that match and just take home another title. But in sure Toni Storm fashion, she pulled out all the guns to win that match, and a great promo afterwards in the of course. With the media scrum afterwards. That's something you should go watch as well if you haven't done that. Whether you watch the match or not, you should go check that out. But just a fun night. And do you see this coming back to Texas anytime soon? I know they did Wembley 2 years in a row. They haven't announced next year's yet. Could you see it coming back here again next year?
I feel like, how could you not? I mean, the Texas is just so pro wrestling, receptible. I don't know, the people. I feel like the crowds are always there in Texas. I remember ROH did before AEW bought ROH. I remember ROH doing something in American Airlines Center and selling it out with like New Japan or something. And
that's right.
Like Texas loves wrestling. They love wrestling, and I feel like AEW. I would love if AEW came back next year in Dallas. That'd be
at least. Fun. I mean, I see them at least doing some big shows or even pay-per-views. At least, maybe not at Globe Life, but there's other big stadiums all around Texas. So,
and I know Tony now. Tony loves Texas. How could he not? And I feel like it's a really smart move. What's cool too, man, is Tony did make a lot of promises for this pay-per-view. He hyped it up pretty hard. He sold me that there was an interview he did, and he said this is going to be the best pay-per-view that AEW's ever put on, and all that. And it really was. Everybody had incredible matches and gruesome matches. And then the huge shock. I'm sorry, Anthony, if we're going to transition into this later, but Dustin TNT title, that freaked me out. Truly took me by surprise.
Well, let's talk about all the situation that surrounds him even having a chance to win that, and that is that Adam Cole, he got hurt at some point in the weeks before, but they said it's just more medical issues. It's had a lot of problems with concussions. I know that, and that's nothing to mess with. He was out for a while. Good to see him back. He was the TNT champ, but couldn't defend it because of some medical issues.
Dang, man.
I know that, Marshall, you've had to step away most recently because of a tear. You had a pec tear, right?
Yeah.
How derailing are things like that when you have a plan and a place to go?
I couldn't imagine. You saying that just put me in Adam Cole's position. I just thinking of how he must have felt, because he was at the shows prior to All In. and he was expecting to wrestle. I just realized that. So that he must have had just gotten the news. Holy crap. That must have been really heavy for him. You could tell it wasn't a gimmick. When he is in the back, he was completely torn.
Absolutely, yeah. From the heart, that speech he gave. Yeah,
man. And to think you all year build up to this moment, it's like, okay, here's the show. Because I feel like every wrestler has that same mindset. Whether it be WrestleMania, All In, it's like, okay, if I'm going to get hurt, now's the time to do it. I'm going to lay it all out there. I'm going to take that risk, take that chance. And to not be able to do that, prepping for that big moment. Gosh, God bless Adam Cole, man. That was unbelievable. But it's cool that we could get some beauty out of that chaos by, Dustin. I think it caught everyone by surprise. A lot of people thought Kyle Fletcher was going to go home with the gold. And I would have been pumped if Sammy did too. But I'm interested to see what's going on with Sammy and Dustin. I wonder how that was for them, because I didn't know they were going to the match together and
fighting each other. Yeah.
I thought it was a tag match. I really did. I didn't, because it was just so much chaos was going on in the back. Sure. And you would see the boys, you see the wrestlers going up to Gorilla, and so guys are just walking back and forth. I thought they're walking off for a tag match, and I see the monitors, and I was like, wait a second, there's really one belt.
Yeah. We're asking the sound guys and stuff. We're like, wait, Dustin and Sammy are in this, and they're just yeah.
Well, we didn't find, as fans, we didn't find out until about halfway through the pre-show that was going to be a thing, that Adam indeed could not wrestle, and that Dustin and Sammy were going to be facing each other in a fatal 4-way for the title. Now, this is the very first and only so far singles title that Dustin has ever held in AEW. So I know that that was part of the emotion of him there after winning that. But it was cool to see family come out. Good to see you guys come out and celebrate with him.
So who was promoted for that match when it was Adam Cole?
It was, honestly, I can't remember what, because that was the one match I was like, oh, I forgot about this match, and I didn't remember who was in it. And it may have been Kyle Fletcher. I don't remember. Somebody that's watching right now will tell us here in the comments. But it wasn't a match that I remembered.
I was wondering if it was a 3-way with Kyle and Kyle, Adam, and then why am I spacing on his name? Oh my gosh.
You might be right. It might have been a triple threat.
Daniel Garcia.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's right. Yep. Yeah. So now we've been talking about All In, but the night before All In, you had a 6-man tag with Dustin at Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor. Tell us how that went.
Oh man, Russ, tell him about the magic we made.
The night before, man, that was
the wrestling match, dude.
Yeah, it was fun getting to do, our normal tag stuff. We our normal dynamic. Got to tell a good story, had a lot of fun, and man, it was a blast. My favorite match I've had in a few months, probably.
Yeah. Oh, and I got to what's cool is Ross and I've been kind of dying to have a tag match, a regular tag match, just since we've been AEW, I've been able to. And so I am spacing. Just so you guys know, I haven't slept all night last night. I take my sister to the airport at 3 a.m. But the guy. So we wrestled Nice and Mahali, right, Ross?
Yeah, you're gonna make me space too. Yeah,
Ross didn't sleep either. He came with me. But anyways, I can't believe it. We love the guys. We love the guys. We're getting like close, and we're making all these friends and stuff in the locker room. But there was a move that he wasn't able to do for years, the magic carpet ride, and I was the first man to get carpeted in a long time. I was really honored.
You were honored.
Yeah, I was honored. I was honored to get carpeted. It was a nice rug too, man. It was one of those Middle Eastern ones. It was, expensive ones.
Persian rug, yeah.
Persian rug. But being in there though, and a tag match was so good though, just to get that. Because that's who Ross and I are. That's where we're tag team wrestlers, and we've been in a lot of 6-men and 8-men and stuff, and that kind of throw your rhythm off a little bit. But I like it though, because to feel something new in a business that we've been in for 12 years now is kind of cool. And playing around with that. In Japan, we got a lot of that, like singles matches. And I think me and Ross wrestled more as singles wrestlers in Japan than we did even tag matches.
Wow.
So we were pumped to do tag matches in Japan. We were like, day off, dude. And so I think that's going to be strictly tag now that we're here in America.
Well, it's also the same place, the Esports Arena, is where you won the 6-man tags with
that is. I love that arena now. When we first got there, it was like it was just a place, but now it's so sentimental to us and special. And so going back there, it was just, I don't know. I think that's why the trip was just so awesome. And traveling with Dad, like all that was just, it really was one of the funnest trips we've had for AEW. And of course, it'd be all in weekend and all that stuff. But there was the tag match. The tag match we had the night before though was such a good. It kind of set the tone for Ross and I for what was going to happen all in and stuff like that. So
yeah,
that was cool. And just the Dallas crowd. The Dallas crowd gets you so
it's a good confidence boost for the day after, you know.
Yeah, but I realized I got to come up with because when we're in the match and you're in the moment, I'm screaming crap the whole time and I never know what I'm going to say. But I'm noticing. And I don't know if it's the same guys or if it's different guys every time. Hopefully it's not different guys every time, but people are saying, let's go Texas at the same time I'm saying it. So I guess I'm saying it. I say it at the same time because the people are saying it with me now.
Okay.
So either come up with a new saying or make a freaking t-shirt.
You do both. You can do that. Tell me the difference of walking out and drastically different arenas from the esports arena to a stadium where the Rangers play. What's the feeling though walking out? And I mean, I could see that being in the esports arena, they're close. You can hear, normal talking. You can hear things like that. How different is it between the two when you walk out and hear? Is there a delay when you hear people cheer inside of a stadium?
There kind of is there's like a 1 or 2 second delay on things, isn't there, Marshall?
Yeah. The bigger arena, coming out at the Rangers Stadium felt just kind of like breathtaking. Everything feels so far and spaced out, and it does feel like man. I remember watching Japanese wrestlers like the young boys at Tokyo Dome run to the ring. I was like, looks so awkward, but you kind of want to run to the ring when you.
Yeah, it's taking forever. Yeah,
it's such a long walk, and just like everybody seems so far away. Like there's people like way up in the bleachers. Like there's no way they see me very well, and so it's almost a little less nerve wracking. Honestly, it feels like you're so separated from the people than in that intimate environment with people are closer in, But
I'll tell you, watching it from home, production was top notch.
It looked awesome on TV. I saw that.
It was there. It was set up for 25,000. They sold those in close to 30, so they ended up opening up some more seats to make room there. And which they still had. They had, obviously the hard camera side that inside of a stadium, there's a whole nother slew over there, but that they could have opened up. But to set it up for 25,000, sell those a lot, have to open up more and get close to 30,000 inside of a stadium is big. You think about it, that's 3 normal arenas.
Dude, man.
Yeah, they're setting these marks and they're hitting them and surpassing them every time. The AEW's in a great spot.
In a world where really if you're not a wrestling fan or a casual wrestling fan, you look out, what WWE is, what they do. TKO is both that and UFC and just kind of the market share that they own. To be able to do that inside of that world is fantastic, and that hasn't happened since WCW.
Man,
that's true, man.
That is. Would you compare AEW? I guess if you're gonna go back to like the Monday Night Wars and all that stuff, would you say that AEW is the WCW of today?
Definitely two different worlds from back then to now. It's just different, but I mean, there's no other way to call it anything different because there's nobody else that's really been this close to being a number 2. To being right up there and having, there's when you get into the business side and the celebrity side, that's still owned by WWE. We get it. But I'll tell you that it was a weekend that WWE just did not want AEW to own any of the nights. And I'll say that I didn't watch the first hour of a free show on NBC because I wanted to watch what happened in that Texas death match on AEW All In. And so I think that a lot of, and I would say that I don't have to watch everything all the time, and I don't have to stay up and watch every single second of every single match. There are about guys that are like that. There's a guy I follow on TikTok that was he was ringside at All In. He was ringside at Evolution that happened on Sunday for WWE. He did all the things that he could possibly do physically. And I'm not that guy, but if for me to pick this one versus the free one, I think said a lot for what this show was, just holistically. So,
yeah, man. And another thing that AEW does, because I'm just growing to love AEW more and more and more, but the ticket prices to do that to the people it's messed up. I saw a video of Randy Orton reacting to how much fans were paying for tickets. He's like, you could see, he's like, good Lord.
I know we talked about that on last week's podcast. Yeah. I know that, but since then I saw somebody show, hey, this is and it gave a visual representation. This is what I got for $1,600 at a WWE show. And they were, 30 rows back in a certain section, whatever. It was fine. And then what $1,300 got me at AEW All In, and it was tremendously more. It was, Q&A with superstars. It was meet and greets with them. It was, the own private VIP area that they went to. They were sitting in the first 5 rows at All In. Just things like that. And that means a lot. That means a lot of people who are fans, but can't afford $20,000 for a ringside seat at the VIP seat at WrestleMania. It means a lot to be able to have that alternative and have that.
Man, I feel like that's why Tony is so valuable to wrestling fans, because for the first time you have this guy that's not restricted financially at all, but he's also a guy that's not really ruled by money. I feel like money's been in his life. It's not like a worship thing to him.
It's always been a part of his life.
Yeah. Life. So he's just like, come on, guys, come watch the show. Like, I don't know. He didn't price gouge, it feels like. And he wants people to experience it more so than him make some money, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Well, I mentioned that free show that was on NBC. That was WWE's Saturday night's main event. And it was capped off with one of your friends, guy you helped get in shape for that match. That was Bill Goldberg's final match in WWE against Gunther. He didn't tap out, but he passed out to the sleeper from Gunther. And I thought it made Gunther even that much bigger. And it also, I mean, I don't think it's any disgrace to Bill either in that match, because that match, if you had to guess right now, what would you say that his average match time was his entire time in WCW and WWE? 6 minutes?
Shoot. Yeah, if that, maybe.
If that. This match went 22 minutes.
Dang, that's right. That is right, man.
Like 22 minutes long. From the time the bell, I think it was like 18 minutes. If I 17, something like that. From the time the bell rang to the between the bells. But
I thought you just added up all of his matches through his career.
So he had like 3 matches, 3 regular Goldberg matches in one.
Yeah, exactly, all in one. And I think that's a huge credit to both guys, but I will give a lot of credit to Goldberg or to Gunther. I mean,
man,
for a guy who and Bill's talked about this. I was positioned as the guy that went out there and did a spear, jackhammer, and pin. That was what the mystique was.
He almost invented the squash match.
He's so why would you do anything else? Why? I mean,
that is right.
I get paid this for doing 30 seconds of work, and it takes you 30 minutes. And that
shows that Gunther's the real deal. Luckily, I was Bill Goldberg's striking coach. Ross was actually his ground coach.
Okay.
He tapped out. That's what
he tapped
out. I mean, blacked out.
Sure. Your fault. Yeah.
Man, that's I texted. I got the text. I wanted to smoke this settle and all that afterwards, but I saw the speech that Bill gave at the end. One thing Bill did, I don't know if he intentionally did it, but he definitely got a lot of people talking about Gage. Gage is being talked about in the wrestling world, which is just exciting for me and Ross, because we know they're going to be talking about him here pretty soon anyway. Yeah. And so it's cool to see what comes from that. But man, Bill, when after the match, you could tell he's a different person than he was, of course, in his prime and all that. But he's like a seasoned Bill Goldberg, and you can tell he's lived, and he's a little more, probably, what do you call it? Not softer, but he's a father now. He looks at life a lot different and stuff. Yeah. And so it's cool to
round off some of those edges.
Yeah. Other than just letting everybody know he can beat their ass, which is cool too. It's awesome.
Both cool. Yeah.
Let us know what you thought about the whole weekend of wrestling. AEW's All In, WWE Saturday Night's Main Event, and we didn't get to Evolution, which was a great pay-per-view or PLE for WWE on Sunday as well, and there's a Great American Bash, which we didn't even touch on. To be honest, NXT, I didn't follow that one much, so I couldn't even tell you what went down on Great American Bash. But a lot happened over the weekend. Whatever your flavor was, whatever you liked, whatever you didn't like, chime in here. Let us know what you thought about that. And if you haven't subscribed, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also like this video. It helps us out tremendously. And look forward to seeing what's coming up next for you guys as we head down the road. WrestleMania marks like the end of a chapter and the start of a new one that following Monday. I can't wait to see after Dynamite on tonight what where things take you guys in the coming weeks, and what happens before the next All In. So looking forward to that, guys.
It's a bad thing to close on, but it would be kind of funny if right after All In, me and Ross come back, we're in black eyeliner and white eye contacts. Totally gimmick change. We're trying a new thing out after All In. Good night, everybody.
Might not say the quiet part out loud there.
Did I say that? My mic on?
Good to see you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us this week.